What I can tell you about that kid is I don't know when he sleeps. He's probably one of the most hard-working people that I've ever met in my life. And if you look at his hands, he's got the largest hands you ever see, and it's from hard work. And we're just so proud of him to have him in the neighborhood.
Season 2, Stories from the National Tractor Pulling Championships. Langford and North Collins, New York, birthplace and hometown of Joe Eder, 8-time national champion and driver of the Emax Unlimited Modified Tractor.
Started out 38 years ago at a little state event, Langford, our hometown, 1 mile from here. Or you know, go to the pull and then come home and play in the sandbox and just thought, man, this is fun and all that. And I guess at the age of 15 is when I got my first tractor and put it together. And when I got my driver's license at 16, the way we go and the way we started, and been on the road ever since. You know, I've had opportunities of driving every class, every vehicle other than a four-wheel drive truck. I always enjoyed the modifieds because it's just a lot of horsepower. It's top fuel. It's the biggest class out there. It shakes the stands. People love to see the Unlimiteds run, and so that's why I chose to be in the modifieds and work my way to the Unlimited. Why we like Bowling Green so much is just the promoters, how hard, the blue shirts, all the work they do to put this show together. You know, it's just a great time for the fans. We can be there for 5 days, and Sunday morning on the way home, you know, you're sad, like, boy, you know what, we gotta wait a whole nother year before we go back.
The people, and that's what I like about tractor pulling the most, is the people.
At the end of the day, everybody wants to win, and we're all out there to compete, but if somebody needs help, everybody jumps in and helps even a fellow competitor out. It's like a giant family, basically. You know, going into Bowling Green, you know, obviously the goal would be to win both nights and win the ring, but realistically, if you could finish in the top 5 out of a tough field, that's a pretty realistic expectation.
I pull out on the track, back up, hook up, take a deep breath. I already got my point of the track picked out where I'm gonna go. And I just focus on that spot, and I just turn into basically just a machine where I just, whatever it takes to get to that point. So working the brakes, I'll be working the throttle. It's hard to take 14,000 horsepower and drop the throttle on it and expect it to go to the other end without something dumb happening. So it's a work of art. My roots come from farming, logging, tractor pulling. That's all I've ever known my whole life. We farm about 800, 900 acres myself. And then I got a big mulch company, which is related to the logging. So what we got here is we process close to 50, 60,000 yards of mulch a year. So we make black mulch and natural brown. We just do 2 colors here, it works good. We have hardwood bark mulch, it comes from sawmills. They debark the logs, we buy the mulch, we bring it in, dump it, we let it compost through the winter, sets here, it cooks down, puts a nice color to it. And then we add a food grade black dye to it that makes the color. And then we run it through that big grinder, and that's what makes a beautiful black mulch. And then we let it set in a pile and cure for probably close to a month and a half before we actually sell it. And it just makes it real uniform and consistent throughout the products. So we're cruising down I-75, and there's a sign, Coney Island hot dog. And it's like, Mom, hungry, food. I was 8 years old in the back of an old Dodge pickup. I ate there at the restaurant quite often, and as time went on, I go to Florida every year, and I'm sitting in that restaurant and I'm having my hot dog and enjoying my visit, and I'm like, God, I'm 48 years old. I've been coming here for 40 years. This is crazy. So I went up to the counter. I said, boy, this is a nice place. Ever for sale? He said, oh no, I wouldn't sell this. But he said, you ought to build one. Where's your house? I said, Crystal River. And he's like, that's home of the manatees. That's a busy area. That would be a cool one to do over there. And it's been world famous footlongs. It's fun for the family to come and eat. We got great wings, cheeseburgers, and milkshakes. It's just good to have everybody come and get a good meal. So it's definitely the cap of my career to have my little guy help me, and he helps me load it and, hey, go get this and get that. And I mean, he saves me a lot of time too. It's been a good thing to have him. If he wants to start driving, I'll definitely let him, as long as we can keep him safe. It's hard to believe it's a multi-million-dollar operation now. The money we have invested in this whole operation, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I like horsepower. I like being competitive.
Good luck, Doug. You too, Joe.
Okay. And that's Joe Eder, how he's going to operate.
All right, I am here with Joe Eder, the Emax crew. Joe, second place here again tonight. 2 seconds in a row. Good weekend in Bowling Green.
Absolutely. We struggled this year, We had some trouble up and down. You can't win them all, and that's fine. It's competition stuffed up. Griswold's, all them guys. Bowers are the most consistent tractor going down the track right now, and that's good for them. Well deserved. And, so we do it with good Pico oil and Emax air compressors and Clevite engine bearings. It's good people behind us, keep us rolling.
Absolutely. So I have Scott and Chris from DMC Associates to present the trophy for tonight. Congratulations on your second place.
After winning the ring in Bowling Green, Joe finished the season second in Grand National points, earning himself a spot at the invitation-only Enderley Pull-Off. He now looks toward the 2024 season. Coming up on the next episode of Behind the Hook.
We're building, this is a time bomb. And when we put this motor together, this program, the turbochargers, it has a fuse on it. And then what we try to do is adjust the length of that fuse.
Behind the Hook, Season 2. Stories from the National Tractor Pulling Championships.